in today's session, analysis of patterns on control charts. A control chart may indicate an out of control condition when one or more points fall beyond the control limits, or even when the plotted points exhibit some non-random pattern of behavior. It is easy to identify points which are out of the control limits. Suppose if you have upper control limit and lower control limit, okay, if some points lie beyond that, easily you can identify that. Okay, there are no issues with that. But the problem is to identify this non-random pattern. Okay, this is comparatively this is critical. Okay, so whereas you can easily find out the points which are out of the control limits, they are easily visible. Okay, but non-random pattern, so it needs some analysis. So this is the control chart. Okay, here you can see there is upper control limit and there is lower control limit and there is center line. Center line is the mean value around which most of the points should lie, or this is the target value. Okay, and there are some tolerance limits, that is upper control limit and lower control limit. So you can see there are 25 samples taken from a lot. It may be a lot of 1000 units. Okay, a company has manufactured 1000 units of a component in a shift. Now, in order to evaluate the quality of the components manufactured in that shift, company has chosen 25 samples. Okay, and it has plotted the control chart. The quality dimension may be dimension. Okay, physical dimension of the component. Okay, so there might be a target value, like we are considering an example from the beginning. Okay, a cylindrical component having 18 mm diameter. That 18 mm diameter is the mean value or center line. Okay, then there is, if there is a tolerance limit of 0.05 mm, then upper control limit will be 18.05 mm, lower control limit will be 17.95 mm. Okay, so all these 25 samples will fall within the range. That means if you consider only the location of the points, it looks like the process is in control. Okay, so if you consider only this first thing, a control chart may indicate an out of control condition when one or more points fall beyond the control limits. So in this case, none of the point is beyond the control limit. Everything, every point lies within the control limits. Okay, next we have to consider, so whether this pattern is random or non-random. Okay, so whether you can get some signs of out of control. Okay, so that you have to evaluate. Okay, first thing is, now look how the points are distributed, whether they are distributed uniformly above and below the center line. Okay, there are 25 samples. Out of 25, okay, 1, 4, 6, okay, only 6 points lie above the center line. Okay, whereas 19 points lie below the center line. Okay, if it is a random pattern, okay, if they are distributed randomly, usually on an average, okay, both above and below, so distribution should be uniform. Okay, at least 9 to 11 points, 9 to 12 points should be above, or 9 to 12 points should be below. So it should be, since it is 25, okay, around 12 points should be above and around 12 points should be below. But here you can see most of the points are lying below the center line. For this, there might be a particular reason. Okay, then you should go for evaluating that. Okay, although all 25 points fall within the control limits, so everything is within the control limits, the points do not indicate statistical control because their pattern is very non-random in appearance. Okay, if they are random, so then we can say the process is in control. If the pattern of the control chart is random and if all the points lie within the control limits, then we can say the process is in control, in statistical control. Suppose if the pattern is non-random, it requires further evaluation of evaluation for assignable causes. Okay, the points do not indicate statistical control because their pattern is very non-random in appearance. You can find a particular manner in which the points are locating in the control chart. Okay, so that we'll discuss. So first thing is, as we discussed, 19 of 25 points. There are 25 points. Out of 25, 19 points plot below the center line. Below, this is the center line, and 19 points are below this. Okay, while only 6 of them plot above. Okay, so why this is happening? So you will get some doubt. Okay, so there may be some reason. Okay, because example, in the turning operation, okay, you may be giving more depth of cut. Okay, because of that reason, so more material may be removed. In case of 25 times, okay, 19 times you are removing excess material. Okay, required is 18 mm, but you are getting below center alignment, so you are getting below 18 mm. Okay, so there might be some reason for excess removal of the material. Points truly are random. If the points are truly random, we should expect a more even distribution above and below center line. That means above center line it should be somewhere, it should be around 12. Below it should be around 12, 13, 11. Okay, but it should be around that. But here you can see a huge difference from 6 to 19. Okay, following the fourth point. So this is the first, second, third, and fourth. This is the fourth point. Okay, following the fourth point, 5 points in a row increase in magnitude. This arrangement of points is called a run. Okay, here you can see this is the fourth point. Okay, after 5, there's a trend. You can see a trend, increasing trend. So on the chart. Okay, continuously it is increasing. Okay, so the points are lying above in this manner. Okay, so following the fourth point, so this is the fourth point, 5 points in a row, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, following 4, so 5 upcoming 5 points. Okay, increase in magnitude, so they are getting higher values. Okay, this arrangement of points is called a run. Okay, if the points lie in an increasing order or in decreasing order, that is called as a run. Since the observations are increasing, this is called a run up. Okay, this example, this is a run up since they are in increasing order. Similarly, a sequence of decreasing points is called a run down. Okay, if you observe here, from 18 to 24. Okay, so after this 18th point, okay, this is the 18th point. So remaining you can see 19 sample, 20th sample, 21, 22, 23, 24. Okay, so here it is followed by a decreasing order. Okay, so here it is increasing, run, whereas this is decreasing run down. Okay, similarly a sequence of decreasing points like this is called a run down. This control chart has an unusually long run up. So this is that unusually long run up beginning with fourth point. This is the fourth sample point, and an unusually long run down. So this is the unusually long run down beginning with, so sample number 18, the point of sample number 18. Any type of run of length 8 or more. Okay, so in the previous cases, so here it is a run of 5 points, here it is a run of 6 points. Okay, suppose in any control chart, if you get a run of length 8, that means 8 points, okay, which are in increasing trend, or 8 points which are in decreasing, one after the other, which are in decreasing. Okay, then so that is considered as signal of an out of control condition. So points may be falling within the control limits, but if they are increasing or decreasing in a particular manner, and if the count of this particular manner, that is run up or run down, if the number of points are 8 or more than that, we can consider that as a possibility of out of control condition. 8 consecutive points on one side of the center line may indicate that the process is out of control. So even if they are not run up or run down, okay, if there are 8 consecutive points, that means one after the other, okay, so you can consider like this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there are 5 below, but then so here are points above center line. Next you can check 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Again, you have a point above, so it is not 8 consecutive points. So here you have only 5 consecutive points which are below the center line. But if there are 8, so we can consider that the process, that is an indication of out of control condition. Here, so you can see 3, 6, 7. Okay, similarly, if you get one more point, that will be an indication of out of control condition. Okay, so this is the center line, below center line. So 3, one after other. So you have 7 consecutive points. Whereas if you get 8 consecutive points, that might be an indication of out of control condition. The process out of control condition. Okay, next. So there is one more pattern. Okay, here also all the points lie within the control limits, upper control limit and lower control limit. Even so, here they have considered 15 samples. Okay, out of 15, 3, 6 are above, and 7, 9 are below. Okay, almost it is like even distribution. Okay, 7 and 6 and 9. Okay, so there is some difference in distribution. That is one thing. The plotted, and you can find this pattern as cyclic because it is increasing, decreasing, then increasing, then decreasing. Okay, so increasing trend followed by decreasing trend, again it is followed by increasing, decreasing. So this is called as cyclic pattern. So if points are in increasing nature, then decreasing, then increasing, then decreasing. Okay, so that is called cyclic pattern. The plotted sample averages exhibit a cyclic behavior, yet they all fall within the control limits. All the points are within the control limits, within the upper control limit and lower control limit, but they are exhibiting a cyclic behavior. It may be because of various reasons like worker fatigue, okay, or because of other reasons also. Okay, so that we will discuss. Such a pattern may indicate a problem with the process, such as operator fatigue, raw material deliveries, heat or stress buildup. Okay, operator fatigue. Suppose operator, okay, so if you consider operator, okay, so he's going to work for a shift of 8 hours. Okay, when he started work, okay, in the morning, suppose if a company is working from 9 to 5, okay, so in the morning he may be having very much interest towards work, he can concentrate. Okay, then after some time he may lose concentration. Okay, so because of that, so there may be a cyclic trend. Okay, again after a break he may get his attention back. Okay, after that, because of boredom, or because he will get bored with the usual routine work. Okay, same thing doing for hours. Okay, it will result in worker fatigue. That means worker will lose interest. Okay, and he will lose concentration. When that happens, so that may result in cyclic pattern. That is one thing. Then raw material deliveries. Okay, so the quality of raw material may vary. Okay, so because of various reasons. Okay, so that is another reason. Then heat or stress buildup. Again, if you consider a cutting tool, okay, if you are performing operation on the cutting tool, if you are not supplying cutting fluid regularly, suppose if you are supplying cutting fluid after 30 seconds for 5 seconds, okay, then for every 30 seconds, if you are supplying cutting fluid for an interval of 5 seconds, then it may result in heat. Okay, so because of cutting, Okay, so between relative motion between tool and work part. Okay, so there will be generation of heat. That heat may result in wear or cutting wear of tool, or it may result in changes in properties of the work material. Okay, so that also may result in a cyclic pattern. Okay. Although the process is not really out of control, the yield may be improved by elimination or reduction of the sources of variability causing this cyclic behavior. Okay, so you are getting all the points within the control limits. That means you are getting within the tolerance limits. But so even if you concentrate, or even if you evaluate the cyclic pattern, and if you eliminate the reasons for getting this cyclic pattern, okay, you may end up with getting most of the products to the target, that is to the central value, that is mean value, or to the target like 18 mm in the case of cylindrical component. Okay, so this illustrates the importance of eliminating the cyclic pattern. Okay, variability with the cyclic pattern. Okay, if there is cyclic pattern, so the number of components that we are going to get to the center line or to the mean value, the number of components will be less, and there will be more variation. Okay, because of the cyclic pattern, which may be because of worker fatigue, because of quality of the raw materials, or because of tool wear, or heat or stress buildup. Okay. Suppose if you are able to eliminate the causes of the cyclic pattern, okay, the advantage that you are going to gain is most of the components that you are going to manufacture. Okay, so they are to the target. That means the quality of these products are very good. You are getting most of the products to target. Okay, where deviation is very minimal. Okay, so that is the representation of good quality. Okay, so we are able to achieve that by eliminating this cyclic pattern. Next, the ability to interpret a particular pattern in terms of assignable causes requires experience and knowledge of the process. Okay, so in order to interpret these patterns and the output of the control chart. Okay, so it that requires experience and knowledge of the process. Okay, then otherwise it is difficult to interpret. It is difficult to make use of the results of control chart in an effective manner. Okay, next, a set of decision rules for detecting non-random patterns on control charts. Okay, so we are going to make a judgment regarding whether the process is in control or out of control based on two things. One thing is, if the points are outside the, if some points fall outside the control limits, we consider that as an indication of out of control status. Another thing is, so if there is a non-random pattern on control chart, that is also an indication of out of control condition. Okay. Now, so it is easy to if there is a point which is out of control limit like this, it is easy to find. Okay, no problem. Easily we can find these points, but it is difficult to find non-random pattern. Okay, so for that there are some rules. Okay, so based on that we can make a decision. Okay, the process is out of control if either one point plots outside the 3 sigma control limits. Okay, so upper control limit and lower control limit. So these are 3 sigma. Okay, this is the line representing plus 3 sigma. This is the line representing minus 3 sigma. Okay, so here you can see none of the point is beyond the control limit. So all the points are within the 3 sigma limits. So that means, so this is not applicable for this control chart. Okay, based on this we cannot say this is out of control, since all points lie within plus or minus 3 sigma limits. Next, 2 out of 3 consecutive points plot beyond the 2 sigma warning limit. So already we discussed about warning limits in previous session. So if 2 out of 3 consecutive points plot beyond the 2 sigma warning limit, so we can consider the process is out of control. So this is the 2 sigma control limit. Okay. So here we have only 1 point. So but we should get 3 out of 2. So here if you consider these 3, only 1 out of 3 is beyond this 2 sigma warning limit. Whereas on the downside, you don't have any of the point below beyond 2 sigma limit. That means even this is not applicable for this control chart. Next, 4 out of 5 consecutive points plot at a distance of 1 sigma or beyond from the center line. So now we are evaluating by considering 1 sigma limit. This is 1 sigma, okay, plus 1 sigma minus 1 sigma. Oh, 4 out of 5 consecutive points plot at a distance of 1 sigma or beyond from the center line. So here you can see only 2. So next here you can see this is the plus 1 sigma. Okay, 4 out of 5 consecutive points. You can start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. So if you consider these 5, okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, 4 out of 5. Consecutive means one after other. So you will start from here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 points. So out of these 5, 4 points are above this 1 sigma limit. Okay, that means so this we can apply this point. 4 out of 5 consecutive points plot at a distance of 1 sigma or beyond from the center line. So based on this, we need to evaluate the reasons for getting points in this way. Okay, whether it may be because of assignable causes, that we need to evaluate. Okay, next 8 consecutive points plot on one side of the center line. So here we don't have that. Okay, so here only 4 points. Okay, so this is not applicable for this control chart. So we have 1 point applicable. So that is 4 out of 5 consecutive points plot at a distance of 1 sigma or beyond from the center line. Okay, so this is these rules are developed by Western Electric Company. So that's why it is called as Western Electric rules or zone rules, with the last 4 points showing a violation of rule 3, that is this one. Okay, next sensitizing rules for control charts. Okay, that means in order to find out assignable causes when the points are not outside the control limits, so we can make use of few more points, few more rules. Okay, first 4 we already discussed. These are Western Electric rules. So that means these 4 only. These are those 4. Okay, first 4 already we discussed. Remaining 6 points in a row, steadily increasing or decreasing, like run up, run down. Okay, that might be an indication. Again, it is not guaranteed that the process is out of control. That is an indication. That is a signal where we should evaluate. The process may be in control also, but so these indications call for our attention, call for evaluation. Next 15 points in a row in zone C, that is both above and below the center line. 14 points in the row alternating up and down. Okay, suppose 14 points show a trend of up and down, even that is an indication. Next, an unusual or non-random pattern in the data. 1 or more points near a warning or control limit. Okay, these are, you can look at these points whenever you are evaluating control chart, or if you want to draw conclusions on control chart, you can make use of these sensitizing rules. Next, applications of statistical process control, where we make use of these things. Okay, one is statistical process control methods are used to improve quality and productivity in an industrial product oriented framework or manufacturing environment. Okay, so these are used in quality control. Applications of statistical process control and quality improvement tools in transactional and service businesses include. Other than manufacturing industries, we also make use of the statistical process control charts in banking sector also. Okay, use of control chart for reducing billing errors in a bank credit or credit card operation. Next, use of X bar R charts to monitor and control the flow time of accounts payable through a finance function. Okay, so for all these things, we make use of control chart. Suppose if you are making an online transaction, okay, so for that also there may be a mean value, the time consumed to make that online transaction. If that is fixed by the company as, for example, as 60 seconds, then what is the average time taken by the customer who is using that benefit? Whether he is finishing the process of making a transaction within 60 seconds or whether he is taking less than that or more than that. For that also you can plot a control chart. Okay, if customers are taking more than 60 minutes, that is a problem. Okay, then how they can address that problem? So like that, they can make use of control charts in banking sector also. Next,